Hey everybody, I'm Belinda Wasser, also known as RocketGirl. Today we're going to talk about the importance of doing the math in your business. When you're a virtual assistant, you have the benefit of freedom. You have the benefit of deciding how much money you want to make. You have the freedom of deciding when you're going to work, where you're going to work. There's a lot of freedom. However, there's also some structure that needs to be put in place in order for you to hit your goals. And today I'm going to talk about one way to do that, okay? I hear this phrase a lot. I hear it not only in our virtual assistant connection community, I hear it with other people as well. And here's what they say: I'm working all the time, but I can't seem to make any money. So I think a better way to say that might be, it feels like I'm working all the time and I'm not making any money. All right, so there's a couple of ways to figure out what's going on, okay? Today we're going to talk about the financial piece. There's a very simple equation, and it's hours times rate equals revenue, right? So those are the three most important things when thinking about how you're going to make the money that you want to make. So the number of hours times your hourly rate equals how much money you'll make. All right, let's go a little deeper. The first thing you need to do is decide how many hours you want to work. Now, these can change. When you're doing the actual, math, you can say, oh, well, I'm going to up this, or I'm going to, make this higher, or, I want to start and work backwards. So you get to decide how many hours you want to work, whether it's, 20, 15. I would say that it's very difficult to bill consistently more than 35 or 37 hours a week, because the billable work is really you focusing on what the clients are doing. Or on the client work. It's not, answering your personal emails or, taking care of the things in your business that you need to take care of, or even lunch. So here's how you can choose your hourly rate. The first thing you want to think about is your overall experience, because your clients aren't hiring you you didn't just become a VA. They're hiring you as someone to help them that's had experience as a human being, right, all these years. So you're really starting, even if your business is new, your experience isn't really new, all right? Your skills, absolutely. However, skills are something that you build as you go. You don't have to have everything in place all at once to begin. I started out, I knew how to use Constant Contact. I knew Microsoft Office. I knew a little HTML. I had an online store, so I knew a couple of, how to do that, but mostly not so high tech. All right. So, and I was still able to earn or choose a higher hourly rate. And then your ability to figure things out, because what I found is that my clients don't necessarily need me to know all the answers in that minute. They want me to figure it out. And so that's really the thing. And it might even be something that is really easy for you, but keep in mind, it's not easy for them, and they're willing to pay you to do these things. And then the last thing is courage. And I say courage because in order to get your hourly rate, you're going to need to ask for it, which takes courage. I used to practice out loud quite a bit, saying my hourly rate and talking about money, so that when my clients, when I had the conversation with my clients, it wasn't so stressful for me because I had already practiced. So courage is part of this. It's probably the biggest part. So don't minimize it, and really, realize that that's what it takes. So we're going to go back to this. So if you've decided how many hours you want to work and you've decided your hourly rate, that's how much money you're going to make. Now, there's some critical pieces to this that I want to point out. So here it is in writing. If you want to make $50,000 a year, which is totally reasonable, and you charge $25 an hour, that means you're going to need to bill 2,000 hours a year, 166 hours a month, or 41 hours a week. Okay, and like I said before, that's hard to do, even though a lot of people who have jobs are, they say, working 60 hours a week. It's probably not high quality 60 hours. At least I'm not able to do that. So you're going to want to really look at how many hours you can put in. I can have a week where I bill, 40 plus hours, but the next week I'm just exhausted and kind of burnt out. All right, so here's the thing. So just a few minutes ago, we had a webinar in the weekly webinar series, the VIP guest expert series on goal setting. And someone in the webinar was saying, I don't want my goal to be, chasing money. And I totally get that. So how you can do that, so you have to do the math because you need to know where you're trying to go, but you can start to track your hours instead. So if you know that you need to work 37 hours a week at a certain rate in order to make the money that you want to make, chase the hours, chase the work, and make sure you put them in, because if you are at your desk all the time, and you're charging the right rate, but you're not putting in the hours, you're not going to get to that number either. So really important. And I think a lot of people don't do it. And I know for me, for years, I didn't like looking at money. I didn't like talking about money. And, but I also got to the point where I was tired of not making it wasn't that I was tired. Well, that too. I was tired of not making the money that I wanted to make. I was tired of not knowing why. And once I looked at, I'm just going to go back to this for a second. Once I figured this out, the light bulb came on and I thought, okay, this isn't that hard. I just need to make sure I have enough work and then I'm working the hours so that if I decide to take Wednesday off, but I still want to meet my goal, maybe I'm going to put in some extra hours on the weekend to get to that target. So really important to know. All right. So, before we go, I just want to make sure, because right now we're streaming across multiple channels. We're on Periscope, we're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button so you can be notified every time we go live. We're on Facebook, and this is going to be posted to LinkedIn in just a little bit. So no matter where you're coming in from, I want you to know about my free online classroom. It's on Facebook. You can just type the Virtual Assistant Connection in the search bar at the top, click the join button, and we'd love to have you. The community is almost 11,000 members, which is so exciting. And there's tons and tons of videos, articles, community, everything you need to really take off in your virtual assistant journey. So come on over, join us. In the meantime, I'm Belinda Wasser, Rocket Girl, signing off. Bye-bye.